Hello friends! Today I'm doing a video about following different schedules because for a lot of us we're currently experiencing having to work from home, do school from home, really live only from home. There's obviously a whole bunch of us who are not, but for those of us who have never experienced something like this, it's really difficult to figure out how to work from home productively, how to do school from home productively. So I figured why not look towards people who have been doing this for a really long time so that maybe we can learn what works for us by assessing what they do. For this I decided I was going to follow 3 bloggers' daily schedules to see what works for me, and every blogger that I found through Pinterest, and I will be linking all 3 bloggers down below. That's all you really need to know about this, so we'll just get straight into it. So the first day I followed Welcome to the Williams' My Schedule as a Stay-at-Home Wife. She starts her morning off at 7:30 by waking up and getting ready for the day, and then at 8:45 she says that her husband leaves work and she continues to get ready. For me, I basically just hung out with my cat, ate some breakfast, got ready. Goodbye. Have a good day at work, Quincy. At 9 a.m. she begins work and starts working on her blog. For this I did some YouTube stuff as well as answered some emails for school, so on and so forth. At 11 a.m. she has a workout. For this she either does a YouTube workout video or walks if it's nice out. So my little sister Violet and I just followed a YouTube workout video for about an hour. Ready for our abs and booty workout? Stop, stop, stop. I don't want to work out with her. Go lay on the bench. Go lay on the bench. At noon she has lunch, and this is either an easy lunch or something that's leftovers, so I followed suit and just had something that was really easy to make. At 12:30 she gets back to work on the blog. So I just went back to work on whatever I was doing. I'm pretty sure at this point I was either editing a video or just working on some other stuff for school and that sort of thing. At 2 p.m. she has a break. During this time she says she spends time talking to God, reads her Bible, and meditates. I think I just took a break. I might have watched some TV or YouTube, that sort of thing.
Oh, I know.
3 p.m. she does something that gets her body moving, so either doing some chores or going on a walk. I just did some chores. I'm pretty sure I did the dishes. Around the 3:34 mark she does some housework. This includes grocery shopping as well as chores around the house. 5 p.m. she makes dinner. I made some baked potatoes that night. 5:30 she has dinner, and then for the rest of the evening she just relaxes and hangs out. Alright, so it's not quite when she ends her day, but I wanted to end it now because there's still daylight, and I feel like when I have the opportunity to film while there's daylight, I should take it. So the very morning when she gets up and gets ready, I actually really enjoyed this. 7:30 in the morning is when I typically wake up when I have school, so this wasn't horribly abnormal for me, and I felt like there was enough time for me to get ready, have breakfast, and felt like if I were to have a husband or any of that time, it would have been a nice moment for me to hang out with them and have a nice sort of moment before they had to leave for work. So I did enjoy the morning portion of this. Immediately after she went into work, and so I sat down at my desk and I started working on some schoolwork that I had to get done. I feel like I got a pretty decent amount done, everything that I needed to in that time, and it set me up to be able to get everything that I needed to do done during the second work period. So overall I do like that the first productive thing that I did that day was to get a solid 2-hour chunk of work done. That I think I really liked that part of it. So the next thing that she does is work out at 11 o'clock, which is weird because it's sort of the middle of the day, so I didn't get a chance to shower afterwards. I felt pretty gross and dirty for the rest of the day. I wish that it would have been either in the morning before I got ready so that I could have a chance to shower, or in the evening before I went to bed so that I could wash the sweat off of my body. Getting back into my clothes after sweating is just not ideal for me. I don't really like how that felt, and I probably won't use that moving forward. So I think the lunch was a little bit short for me. I had enough time to get my lunch ready, but it wasn't a super healthy lunch or something that I would typically enjoy eating because I genuinely didn't have enough time to make my lunch and then sit down, eat it, and enjoy it without rushing how much I ate or how fast I ate. So after lunch we entered the second portion of the workday, which I got everything that I needed to done. So I got the things that I absolutely needed to get done. But there's only 3.5 hours of work time in the day, and that's honestly less than I would like. I would have personally liked to spend even a half hour more doing work so that I wouldn't feel like I was overloading myself tomorrow. Getting a solid chunk done continuously for me feels better than doing a small chunk, a large chunk, a small chunk, a large chunk. I feel like if I continue to do these short 3.5 hours worth of work per day, then things would start to pile up and I eventually would have to spend 12 hours a day catching up on things. So for me, I really felt like the day ended at 2 p.m., which is not what I prefer. It felt like a weekend to me because I got a decent amount of stuff done, but there was just so much time to relax and to hang out and to clean, which I feel like was excessive for me. I understand that for her that might be completely different and she might have more housework to do, she might have more personal things to do, but for me I would prefer to get more work done than hangout time. I did really like that there was so much time for family. Right now I'm going to go actually hang out with my family, have some dinner with them. It's super nice that I have the whole evening to hang out with family and to spend time with my family, my pets, and all of that sort of thing. But my mom's not even off work yet, and so I still have an hour and a half before anyone's going to be able to do anything with me. At this point I've already spent a couple hours by myself and I'm ready to do something as a whole, and I feel like no one else is ready to. So if I had spent even an hour or two more working and then had that personal time, I feel like I'd be more prepared and more in line with everyone else's schedule in my life. For the second day, I did Ponder Trail's My Productive Work From Home schedule. She starts off the morning with a 5:45 wake up time. She calls this time her golden time as she wakes up, has tea and breakfast from her desk, preps her day, and the last 5 minutes she saves for social media. So I did just that. I sat at my desk, ate some breakfast, really worked through some emails, and just prepared for what I was going to do for the day.
I'm awake. It's dark out. It's been a long time since I woke up where it's still dark out.
At 7:30 a.m. she gets ready and has her free time. This includes getting ready and getting dressed. She also goes outside and reads, basically just takes her break early on in the morning and has a second breakfast. During this time I got ready, had a little break. I think I listened to a podcast or two, and then I had a smoothie. Let's go. No. She never set a time for lunch, but she does say after 10:30 is her social media time. During her social media time, she posts on social media as well as preps for her future posts. At 11 a.m. is her focus time. This is for client work and content creation. Basically, she completes her most important task of the day, and for this, I edited a video during this time. 2:15, she has an Instagram break. This includes having a snack as well as taking a little break. I had a snack and hung out, watched some YouTube. Basically just had a little break there for a bit. At 4 p.m. she has her focused work time. This includes finishing the second half of her most important work of the day. I just finished editing a video and then started uploading it. At 6 p.m. she focuses on flex work and prepping tomorrow's day. For this, she says she focuses on smaller tasks such as reading and responding to emails, comments, and checking off all of the to-dos that she hasn't done that day. At 7 p.m. she has her downtime and evening routine. This includes eating dinner, having some family time, and being in bed by 10 p.m. so I followed suit. Here's the breakdown for day 2. Starting off with waking up time, it was just a little too early for me and it wasn't actually practical because I had to be so quiet in order to not disrupt my family while they were resting. The bit that she calls golden time ended up actually being really difficult for me to fill. I already set my to-do list the week of and the night before so that I won't have to do it the day of, and I don't personally have that many emails to go through. So there's this very large period of time where I genuinely didn't know what to do. For me, having my relaxation period be the first thing that I do in the morning really threw me off. I personally transition better from work to relaxation than relaxation to work. And so I had a really difficult time the rest of the day getting back to work after having that sort of relaxation period early in the morning. Now, she says that she had 2 breakfasts, but she never set a specific time that she has lunch and hardly even mentioned it in the blog, and so I felt as though I needed to squeeze in a really fast lunch, which ended up being something that wasn't very nutritious or something that I really enjoyed because I didn't want to disrupt the schedule as much as I possibly could. I did like that after I got back into that work mindset, I had plenty of time to get the work done, and I liked that she tackles the big problems first. Overall, I did like the idea of the schedule, but I think that if I switched the break period of the day and the work period of day around, it would work much better for me. The third and final day of my experiment was Caffeine and Conquers How I Stay Productive and Motivated Throughout the Day. From 8:30 to 11 a.m. is her morning time. This includes waking up around 8:30 to 9. She has coffee with no breakfast and does her small desk work task. For me, I had some coffee. I got up around 9 a.m. I'm gonna try not to show my address, but I've got like this thing from the government that I have to fill out. That's what I'm gonna do this morning, and also I'm gonna upload a video. From 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. she has her mid-afternoon break. For this, she showers, has lunch, and watches TV. I had some lunch and watched some TV. From 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. she does more work. This is any unfinished work, engages in social media tasks, and checks her analytics. From 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. she has a little break/evening time. During this time she has a break until after dinner. She chats with her mom, makes some dinner, and watches TV. So I had some family time, watched some TV, ate my dinner. 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. she wraps things up. This includes checking her emails and planning the next day, so I just did the last few things that I had to do that day. She considers 7 p.m. to midnight the most important time of the day. She always stops working by 7 p.m., relaxes, and goes to bed. This is her rejuvenation period, so I had already finished everything I needed to do that day, so I just had a nice little evening and went to bed at, I think, 11 p.m. that night. Okay, so here are my thoughts for day 3. Day 3 has surprisingly been my favorite so far. The other 2 I was really thinking I would like, but I've enjoyed this one much more, but it also seems to be closer to the schedule that I used to follow prior to this video, so it makes a lot of sense that I would favor this one over the others. For me, the only changes that I would make to the morning time would be to wake up maybe an hour to 45 minutes earlier, as well as eat breakfast. By the time I ate lunch, I was a little bit hangry because I really enjoy breakfast. This is the first lunch that I think was actually a reasonable length, and I got enough time to make a decent lunch, enjoy my lunch, and have some time off, refresh myself, and reset before going back into work. So I did like that there was an hour and a half lunch period or lunch break. In terms of work, there's about 6.5 hours of work put into the schedule, which was enough time for me to do everything that I needed to do, and more, really. It was a pretty decent chunk of time separated over and over. I think the thing that really bothers me about this schedule is that there's more work after dinner. I personally would rather continue to work for an hour or 2 longer and then eat dinner and have a break for the rest of the day, rather than to take another break, work some more, and then another break. Through this experiment, I learned what I do and don't like in a daily routine. And just earlier today, I learned that I won't be returning to school for the rest of the year. So I will be documenting my experience with getting into a routine over the next week as soon as our distance learning starts. If you're interested in what my experience is going to look like during this time, feel free to be on the lookout for that. If you liked this video, feel free to like and subscribe so that you can see other videos like this that I post. With that all being said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.